Hello all, Strike here and welcome to what will be the final episode to do with Five Nights at Sunflowers. Now today, it has nothing to do with the gameplay or completing any nights or any of that. We're actually going to be going through all the whoops, I accidentally got rid of night 1 there. But we're going to be going through all the Pastebins because we have all the Pastebins and all of the passwords unlocked. Betrayal for Pastebin 1, Transform for Pastebin 2, Aftermath for Pastebin 3, and Revenge for Pastebin 4. Now in this episode, because during our playthrough we were individually doing all of the Pastebins in separate episodes, I wanted to dedicate an episode to having them all in one video so we have it all in our memory, and maybe at the end of the video we can start theorizing some stuff about, what could happen in the story. Maybe if the second game gets a lore update, we can try and theorize what could possibly be in that. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into the video and let's load up the Pastebins. Alright, so we're now on to Pastebin 1, and as you can see it's locked. This is the link to the Pastebin if you want to try this out yourself. The password is Betrayal with a capital B. All these passwords, by the way, start with a capital, so do not forget to add in a capital at the beginning of every password, alright? And that should take us, there we go, to Iris's origin story, part 1. So let's read through this. Part 1. A terrifying transformation begins. In the dimly lit laboratory of the sinister Dr. Zombos, a monstrous experiment was about to unfold. Buckethead Zombie, his life already one of servitude to his malevolent creator, was once again thrust into the depths of Zombos's twisted machinations. Zombos, a mad scientist driven by an insatiable thirst for power, had always used Buckethead as a guinea pig for his macabre experiment. On this day, Zombos's obsession had led him to harness the forces of the supernatural. With a glint of madness in his eyes, Zombos had discovered a mysterious, demonic ritual hidden deep within forbidden tombs. His obsession with unlocking the secrets of the unknown had driven him to the brink, and now he sought to plunge even further into the abyss. As the ritual began, Zombos and Buckethead descended into the depths of the laboratory, navigating through a tunnel-like basement that led to a secret summoning room. The air was thick with an otherworldly energy, and Buckethead's unease grew with every step. The room they entered was adorned with arcane symbols, a pentagram etched onto the cold stone floor. Zombos, a sinister figure clad in his lab coat and goggles, approached Buckethead with an air of malevolent excitement.
Today, my dear Buckethead, you will become the key to unlocking a new realm of power.
Buckethead's eyes widened with a mix of fear and confusion. What are you planning, boss? Zombos's lips curled into a wicked smile.
I am about to perform a ritual that will transform you into a being of darkness and might. Behold, the birth of a new era.
As Zombos blindfolded Buckethead and placed the red gem into his trembling hand, the zombie's heart raced with a primal fear.
Boss, I don't know about this.
Zombos's voice dripped with excitement as he stepped back, clutching a demonic book.
Fear not, my loyal subject. You are about to transcend your limitations and embrace your true potential.
With the gem clutched tightly, Buckethead could feel the room's energy shifting around him. The air grew tight, with an otherworldly presence, and the chanting of words in an inexplicable language echoed through the chamber. His heart pounded in his chest as he felt a surge of power coursing through his veins. As the ritual reached its crescendo, Buckethead's transformation into something far beyond his zombie nature began. His skin darkened into shadow, devouring his clothes. Horns sprouted from his head and arms, and an eerie eye symbol manifested on his chest and limbs. His hands twisted into shadowy claws, and his face underwent a nightmarish metamorphosis. His eyes turned maroon with black sclera, and his mouth contorted into a jagged red maw. The transformation was excruciating, a maelstrom of pain and power that coursed through Buckethead's very being. His anguished screams mingled with the chants, creating a cacophony of dread and malevolence. His body convulsed as his very essence was altered, and he could feel the darkness intertwining with his soul. Finally, the transformation reached its zenith. The searing pain subsided, leaving Buckethead, now transformed into a demonic entity, standing in the center of the pentagram. He gazed upon his new form with a mixture of awe and horror, his mind struggling to comprehend the magnitude of what had expired? I meant transpired. To be continued. So to start it off, we're kind of getting the process of Iris's origin. We're getting like how he became Iris and who Iris is, which as you can see is Buckethead. But we also learned from episode 2, we were able to make out Iris's name behind the text that was covered in red in the extras menu. We were able to make out that the name was Daniel. So I don't know why Iris, at least the one we fight, is called Daniel. Maybe that's Buckethead's name. The Buckethead's name is Daniel. I'm not too sure, but I think it's a really interesting thing to think about. Anyway, let's move on to Pastebin 2. Alright, we are on the second Pastebin, and the password is transform. And here we go, we are at Iris's origin story part 2. Here we go. Part 2, a sinister revelation. The room was cloaked in an unsettling silence, broken only by the heavy breathing of the newly transformed creature known as Iris. The shadows seemed to dance around him, and his every movement sent ripples of darkness through the air. He looked upon his clawed hands, his new form both mesmerizing and terrifying. A mixture of anger and confusion flooded Iris as he turned his attention to Zombos, his creator and tormentor. "What have you done to me?" His voice, now deep and demonic, reverberated through the chamber. Zombos' grin was the epitome of wicked satisfaction.
Nothing much, my dear Buckethead. Just a small experiment to see if my ritual worked. And as you can see, it did.
Iris's anger fled.
"Experiment? Is that all I am to you? I'm a test subject?"
Zombos chuckled sinisterly.
Of course, my dear Iris. You are merely a stepping stone to unlocking greater power. A means to an end.
Fury burned within Iris as he lunged at Zombos, his clawed hand gripping the scientist's throat and pinning him against the wall.
"You've turned me into this abomination. And for what? Your sick curiosity?"
Zombos' grin remained undaunted, even in the face of Iris's wrath.
Curiosity, yes, but also the pursuit of power, control, and dominance over the world.
Iris's grip tightened, his voice dripping with venom.
"You will pay for this, Zombos. I won't be a puppet any longer."
Zombos' laughter echoed through the chamber, unfazed by Iris's threats.
You may have gained power, but you are still mine to control. And I have one more task for you, my dear Iris.
Iris's grip loosened slightly, curiosity mingling with his anger.
"One more task? What could possibly be worse than this?"
Zombos' voice dripped with malevolence.
A task that will seal your fate, my dear Iris. A task that will solidify your transformation and make you the harbinger of terror.
Iris's brow furrowed, his unease growing.
"What are you talking about?"
Zombos' grin twisted into a cruel smirk.
You will sign a contract, binding your newfound powers to my will. You will become an agent of darkness, spreading fear wherever you go.
Iris's voice wavered with uncertainty.
"A contract?"
Zombos' eyes glinted with malevolent glee.
Oh yes, Iris. And it's a contract you won't be able to escape.
To be continued. Alright, so let's move on to part 3. Alright, this is the third Pastebin, and we want to go to Aftermath as the password. And like I said, every time you need to add a capital to the first letter. Iris's origin story, part 3. Part 3, a pact with darkness. Iris's gaze bore into Zombos' malevolent eyes, a mixture of anger and trepidation swirling around him. The very notion of signing a contract to further solidify his transformation filled him with a profound sense of dread. Zombos' voice oozed with excitement.
You see, Iris, this contract will ensure your loyalty to me. It will bind your essence to my commands, and you will carry out the task I set before you.
Iris's fists clenched, his voice laced with defiance.
"I won't be a pawn, Zombos. I won't let you control me."
Zombos' laughter reverberated through the chamber, a chilling symphony of malevolence.
Oh, but you will. You are bound by the very darkness that courses through you. The contract will be your testament to that fact.
Iris's eyes blazed with anger, but a flicker of desperation also danced within him.
What task do you want me to perform?
Zomboss's grin twisted into a sinister sneer.
You shall possess the cloned versions of plants in Crazy Dave's Sunflower's family-friendly diner. You'll strike fear into the hearts of patrons and eliminate any night guards who stand in your way.
Iris's voice trembled with rage.
You want me to terrorize innocent people?
Zomboss's amusement seemed to grow, his eyes gleaming with malevolence.
Innocent? No one is truly innocent in this world, Iris. You'll be the embodiment of their fears, a creature that will haunt their nightmares.
Iris's resolve wavered, torn between his desire for revenge and his conscience. He knew that once he signed this contract, there would be no turning back. The darkness would claim him fully, and Zomboss's control over him would be absolute. Zomboss extended the contract towards Iris, his grin widening.
Sign the contract, Iris. Embrace your destiny as Agent of Darkness.
Iris's gaze shifted between the contract and Zomboss's malevolent visage. The weight of his decision bore down upon him, his heart racing as he contemplated his next move. To be continued. So we're getting a lot more stuff, and it's starting to really spice up. Will he sign the contract or will he not? Who knows? I guess we'll just have to see in part 4. Now for part 4, we want to type in the passcode revenge. Of course, once again, with a capital R at the beginning. Here we are with Iris's origin story part 4. Here we go. Part 4. A silent vow for revenge. The room was cloaked in an unsettling silence, the weight of Iris's decision hanging heavy in the air. His gaze remained fixed on the contract before him, the temptation to sign it and unleash the darkness within him, tugging at his very soul. Zomboss's grin twisted into a triumphant sneer.
Sign the contract, Iris. Embrace your role as a creature of fear and dread.
Iris's voice was a mixture of fury and desperation.
I will give in to you. I will become a monster like you.
Zomboss's laughter faded into a chilling silence, the tension in the chamber thickening.
You have no choice. You are bound by the contract, and you will fulfill your role.
As Iris's gaze met Zomboss's malevolent eyes, a silent vow formed within him, a vow for revenge, a vow to break free from the chains that bound him to Zomboss's will. While he couldn't escape the contract now, he could bide his time, gather his strength, and one day strike back against his malevolent creator. With a heavy heart and a sense of foreboding, Iris's gaze met Zomboss's. The battle of wills between creature and creation, reaching its climactic peak. The darkness within him seemed to resonate with the malevolence that emanated from Zomboss, a cruel reminder that he was no longer the simple buckethead zombie he had once been. Silently, as he stared into the malevolent eyes of his creator, Iris vowed to himself that one day he would have his revenge. Someday he would break free from Zomboss's control and make him pay for the torment he had inflicted. And with that one, he signed the contract. To be continued. So as we know from night 6, he did break free from Zomboss's control. At least that's what we think. What if that's a trick with the night 6? So yeah, this is the part of the video where I'm going to start talking about my theories and stuff like that. And I'd like to hear what you think about the theories, or what theories you have on the story of this game. But I'm trying to remember the theories I had in my previous videos, because I had some nice theories. I mean, I know one of them is about that Iris isn't actually freed from Zomboss, and that he's actually still under Zomboss's control. It's just not in the form of Iris. Maybe Zomboss has become Iris now. Oh wait, no, but that wouldn't make sense. No, why am I saying that? Of course he hasn't, because we have the gem now. Because the night 6, we have the gem, so it wouldn't make sense for Zomboss to be Iris. somehow. But I'm trying to also think with theories how it connects to the second game. Because in the second game we have Emerald Pea Shooter, but I don't really know anything about him. There's no lore behind Emerald Pea Shooter yet. The only thing that's majorly different between them is his creation date was 1992. So I don't know what to theorize about that, but I mean the mouth kind of looks like Iris. Like I was thinking maybe Iris, the Buckethead zombie, or Daniel, whoever the Iris was that we encountered. I'm thinking that maybe he got out of being possessed by Iris. Well, he got out of being controlled and being Iris, and maybe he's now possessing Emerald Pea Shooter in the second game. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out. I have no clue. But yeah. So maybe the Iris, he got himself free, but maybe because he broke the contract, he's like, maybe the contract is that like now he has to possess plants forever now, that he can't be Buckethead zombie anymore. And maybe because that contract's broken, and maybe that might be part of the details, he's controlling Emerald Pea Shooter. Once again, I don't know. It's just a theory. I'm just throwing stuff out. But yeah, I would love to hear your theories in the comment section down below on what could possibly happen in the second game, or what this could possibly imply with the story that we already know in the game. So I wonder how Zomboss is going to impact this series. Well, obviously he's impacted it in the way of Iris, but we haven't seen him enter the fray yet. We haven't seen him at all. We haven't seen him in the first game. We haven't seen him in the second game. So, yeah, and we still haven't seen him. So, I wonder where he is at. We also haven't seen Crazy Dave. We haven't seen any of the major people yet. Are we going to get introduced to like the football zombie and all those different zombies, the Michael Jackson zombie? Maybe if there's a third game that's kind of inspired by Five Nights at Freddy's 3, those zombies could actually be phantoms. It's actually a pretty interesting idea, and maybe in the third game you could, if it's inspired heavily by FNAF 3, like how this first and second game of this series is inspired by FNAF 1 and 2 to a certain degree, then we could have like an Emerald Pea Shooter trying to kill us in the third game, with phantoms being zombies, or just plants and zombies. I don't know. So the thing is also, because we learn from 96 dialogue, is that with the gem we can turn into Iris, and that leads me to theories of that anyone could be Iris. So whatever Iris we dealt with, it could have been anyone. How are we supposed to know? I don't know. But that means, and also we learned that he has the ability, along with other extraordinary powers, is he can turn humans into zombies, because he turned Lance into a zombie. Or is it that he only can make them zombies if a human is dead? Because that's another thing, because he shoved Lance into a freezer and then turned him into a zombie. So maybe he got him out of the freezer, and then that's like his kind of revival thing, so he can't just do that to people who are alive. But even then, it doesn't mean he can't just go around just killing all the humans and then turning them into zombies. But yeah. And it makes me wonder why he hasn't just killed Zomboss, because I mean, he's much more powerful, so why not? Why can't he just kill Zomboss? That's what I'm wondering. So yeah, that makes me wonder, like, are we ever gonna transform into Iris in the future? Or is someone gonna like nab the gem in the future and we're gonna have to deal with a new Iris in the future part of the series? I don't know. There's so many things you can think about with this, especially with the stuff that we've got. It's really interesting. But yeah, I think this is where I'm gonna end it off here. So yeah, I gave you some theories I have and stuff like that. I'm gonna leave the video now. So drop your theories in the comment section down below, because I would love to hear all your theories, what you think could happen, because I am thinking just as much as yous. I might be thinking more than yous, because I doubt many people are really theorizing this game, but it's an interesting lore, very interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, stick around for more videos. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. And also, this is the final video on Five Nights at Sunflowers lore update, so it's kind of sad, but it's the final part. I hope you enjoyed the series though, because I enjoyed making it. I may have struggled a lot of night 4 and 5, but hey, I mean, it's just how it is. Whatever. At least we beat it, so that's cool. Well, we didn't beat the whole game. We didn't Beatmax mode, we had to get the code from EV Gaming or EV Gamer, and I linked their channel in my previous Five Nights at Sunflowers video in the description. So, yeah. Anyway, see ya.